was closed. All the gates were closed to go back onto the court. I panicked. I didn't know what to do. Buenos Diaz and happy Friday. It's Friday. And I can't figure out how to get out of a parking lot. Okay, just finished a debrief of Friday's work. We just finished up at Starbucks and didn't have any coffee. Had a little refresher tea. Had a little tea there. And headed home, and the family is hangry. They're all like, are we eating as a family? I'm hangry. So, headed home.
Everybody, can you feel the groove? Grab some
Be real for like the third, it's like my third time here. Jackie's first time. Ollie, have you eaten here? First time for both of them. Let's go eat.
Everybody, can you feel the groove? Grab somebody, let it go. Everybody, grab somebody.
Come on, girls. We just got back. I'm tired. I am tired. I don't know. It's been a long week, but we gotta keep it going. Ava, where are you going? Where are you going? Let's go in. Prancer, where are you going? Through the jungle. I love these dogs. Ollie, what did we just do?
We signed up for the second year of our Super Sprint Triathlon.
Second year, Super Sprint. How far is a Super Sprint Triathlon?
1/4 mile swim, 6 mile bike, and a 1.5 mile run.
Yep. So it's an easy one, guys, but we're gonna crush it. We're gonna beat our times. I'm about to tell you the story of when I did an Ironman in a second. All right, well, July 28th, 2012 is when it all happened. Here's my proof right there. A friend of mine and I went up to Sonoma County, which is up north, about 8 hours from here locally, to participate in what's called the Vine Man, because it's in wine country. It's actually a little barrel. Clever. Don't know what got into me, but my buddy said, hey, do you want to participate in a triathlon? And I was like, sure. Yeah, I can do that. Probably train just to survive. I didn't train to really compete. What a day it was. 2.4 mile swim, 112 mile bike ride, and followed by a full 26.2 marathon. Here's how the day went. Yeah, it was just to drive as far as we could into the night and find a hotel somewhere. We found a room. I mean, I don't know how I think they just, it was a bad room, guys. Went straight to sleep. I don't know, it's like 1 or 2 in the morning. I'm startled by this door. The door opens and I see like this dog, like what? Coming in the door. So somebody was walking their dog, pushed the door open, and it was like one of those Great Danes. It was a huge dog. I couldn't wake up early enough to get out of there. The door, I guess, didn't hinge or lock correctly all the way, and I didn't know that. Got back on the road Friday morning, got to Sonoma Valley, checked in, kind of surveyed, took some pictures. A friend showed me the lay of the land. He had already competed in the Vine Man the year before. It might have even competed 2 years in a row before this. So I just wanted to kind of see the whole course in terms of the start swim area, the finish line, and so on and so forth. So after we checked in, we kind of just surveyed everything. It was fun. It was fine. We had dinner. We went to bed early that night. We got up bright and early, 4 o'clock in the morning, had a pre-race meal, a light pre-race meal. This is a picture of me just before we were to head out to the swim. It was definitely heavier than I wanted to be on that day, but what was interesting was I felt good. I was in good shape. I just definitely wasn't in great shape. Call my heat up. I get up out there and it's like guns off and our heat goes out into the water and we're off swimming 2.4 miles in the Russian River. It actually was quite lovely at first. I don't know what it was. Maybe I was just tensing up a little much. My right calf balled up on me, just seized up, and I was swimming with my left leg only and arms. My legs were just kind of hanging behind, and I'd kick my left leg every now and then. I was actually reaching back here and there, massaging my calf. This is the start of the race. How am I gonna get through this thing? Yeah, man, that was not good times. I thought, wow, the rest of this is just gonna be a battle. But after a little bit, the leg got warmed up, got going, and I was a champ. It ended up being the most pleasant part because I was able to get through that, and my swim stroke was on point. I'm not a fast swimmer, but I was just able to dig in, and oh, it felt good. The cadence was awesome. It took me, I think, 1 hour and 50 minutes to finish that. I was hoping for an hour and a half, didn't get that done, but I was pumped. Got out of the water, put some sunscreen where I could, put on my biking shoes, and I was off. But the bike, 112 miles, I had never gone that far. I think the most in training, I'd gone like 70, maybe 80 miles in a day. So 112 was something else. It was 2 loops, 2 basically 56 mile loops. And they had what they called, I think was like Devil's Hill or something, Devil's Point Hill or something like that. First loop, I saw people walking their bikes. I'm like, all right, let me get through this one time. I had resided to the fact that, the next time I come around, I'm just gonna walk up. Hey, no shame in that, right? So I did it once, came back to that Devil's Point, the whole time thinking, I'm gonna walk. I got there, the competitive juices got flowing, and I just got on that hill, and I just like, let me at least try. That playing those mind games, and I just kept on going and gave it all, and I was like, I'm going for it now. So halfway up the hill, I'm like, I can do this. And I was literally going sideways this way because I needed I couldn't go straight up the hill. I told myself I was not gonna walk, and I got to that top of that hill, and it was like, boom, hit the hammer, and I'm going down the hill, and I had the biggest smile on my face, guys. It was one of the most incredible feelings I've ever had in my life to accomplish something that, at this point, I've swam 2.4 miles, and I'm on the second half of a 125 mile bike ride. Doing that hill twice really showed me that I could dig in, fight, and complete something. Got off the bike. Every leg of the race has minimum times that you must hit, or they basically pull you off the course, or it's just not open anymore to you. I think to get off from the bike transition to the run course, I was supposed to be there by, I think, 5:30, and I got on the run course at 5:20. So I hit that time by about 10 minutes, and I was off on the run. And right off the bat on the run, my other calf started seizing up, and I'm like, now I have to go a full marathon? 2.4 mile swim had been done and completed. 112 mile bike ride was done and completed, and now I gotta go run a marathon with a bad calf. Well, 2 really. The other one seized up in the water, so I didn't know what was going to happen. The whole time, the whole ride on the bike, which took me the longest, I was drinking lots of fluids, eating lots of bananas, and just intaking as much food that I could handle and still be able to compete. The run was about 3 8-mile loops to make the 26.2. It was up to a point of a hill and back down, and then up and back down and up and back down. Well, again, I needed to be on the third loop by 9:30. I got to the second loop, everybody, at 9:40. So what happened was, I got back into the transition area, and the first time I've come around, so I went up, ran back, came back through. You go through this transition area, and they have gates open, so you go through the transition area and back out onto the course, right? And so I did that the first time, and then I got back at 9:40, and I noticed the transition that I went through before was closed. All the gates were closed to go back onto the course. I panicked. I didn't know what to do. I was about 200 yards in front of me was the finish line. I was like, well, no, I don't want to do that. I don't care if I have to limp. I don't care if I don't get a medal. I just want to go and get back on that course. But I panicked, and I thought for a second maybe the transition had moved forward, so I kept going closer to the finish line, and everybody's cheering and screaming, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I stopped. I mean, I crossed the finish line. They gave me this medal, and I hold this medal with a little, not disdain, but I know it's not the complete Ironman Triathlon. This is what is bothering me still. Accomplished a lot on that day, yes, absolutely. But if you notice, it says 2.4 miles swam. Yes, I did that. Bike, 112 miles. Yes, I did that. But the run says 26.2. And the reality is, I didn't get that done. I did about 17 to 18 miles. So this August, and I was going to train this whole next year so I could check this off my list and make this true. Well, turns out the Vineman is no longer. They've closed that down. They have an alternate course now, but it's not the Vineman. It's not the same course. I don't know. I still keep this as a really good accomplishment, but there's in me, there's some unfinished business, and I don't know, we'll see. I certainly learned a lot about myself on that day, that I can really do anything. That's my story. I do have unfinished business. I'm not getting any younger, but still have a lot of things that I want to accomplish, and that's really one of them, is to finish an Ironman, and I was so close. And I know that I can train up to it. In a few weeks, Olivia and I are going to do a super sprint. It's a really fast and quick triathlon, but it's a good one to kind of get the juices flowing again. Hey, always sprinkle a little bit of swimming, biking, and running into your lives, and also have fun with it. Remember to sprinkle in that fun, and when you're having that fun, remember to keep it fun enough. We're gonna do this again tomorrow. Joke of the day. Why did the chicken cross the playground? To get to the other slide. Ooh, ooh!